I want to thank John and the Neighborhood Council for what is always, I think, a very well thought out and very informative evening for all of us, including the people sitting at this table. I think the right thing for you to ask me is, I'm running for re-election. Did you do what you said you were going to do? And what you asked me to do when you elected me were 4 things. One was infrastructure. And what I am pleased to tell you is that we are making really good progress. We've adjusted our water and sewer fees so we can borrow. The way you pay for infrastructure is borrowing and smart adjustment of fees. We have done that for, excuse me, for fire assessment. We've done that. We have stormwater fees in place. What we don't have is a way to pay for our streets. That is paid out of the general fund. I asked about 6 months ago to make sure that we put in place the tools to have financial management, which is very different than accounting. So we now have a firm that can give us a borrowing strategy. We've already saved money on some of the money we've borrowed. We're in a position to borrow smart without raising taxes. That's a big accomplishment. The other piece of infrastructure that was alluded to earlier is stormwater. Stormwater is a huge issue, and we just saw it in spades. That is probably a $100 million deal. What I did was ask for a sea level rise study so that when we do our planning around stormwater, we know what we're dealing with. And we know. We have a model now. This is audience participation. What do you think the biggest issue for sea level rise is that will affect infrastructure? And Grant, you can't answer. What of our infrastructure is going to be affected most by sea level rise? Come on, you just lived through it. Sewer. Okay, so what we know we're most likely going to have to do is relocate our wastewater plant. Those are some of the things we know now. And we know that in order to address this, we are going to have to get state and federal funding. And I've been working on that for a year, and it may take a long time, but every time I have the opportunity to talk to Governor Scott or talk to any of our representatives, that's what I talk about. So that's promise 1, and I only have 30 seconds left, so I better fast. Okay, mobility. We know we have a mobility framework. We're working on that. We need a big framework. We need a picture. But the most important thing, quite frankly, is what we're doing in the neighborhoods. So we've done that. We've addressed zoning. But most importantly, you have an open and transparent government. The thing that I am proudest of is the way that we have more neighborhood associations, more participation, and I think that's because of how this city is moving. And I'd like to ask for your vote, and I'd like us to continue on the right track. I think we are on the right track, and would be delighted to represent and humbled by doing that. Thank you.